And as you can see, actually, this is the song here, or the early formation of the song as it first. It's not quite the arrangement. I think that got developed as it went on. But originally, you kind of get these. You can start to hear. You can start to hear the kind of messing around, I suppose. As we spoke about earlier, we had the drum beat, which is here. And this is in a very, there's a couple of treehouse kits, as I mentioned earlier, making up the original, which we explored just earlier. And then the next thing that comes in was that. But it's only a short take. Little mistake in there. And that's the first time that somebody's played that idea. It's not like it gets rehearsed and then it's like, if you're having an idea, let's put the mic on it. Because you don't want people to overthink the part. Something I learned a while back, which was the first take is the take. It's the bit where you're just reacting to it. If you keep it on loop and do 30,000 takes or 30 guitar takes, you just end up with unlimited options, which again just blocks the process, because then you have to go into this editing thing, and you want to be able to switch. You don't want to be, it's the creation part of it and then the editor. And these are two very separate roles that, people talk about a lot. The creative is very free. It's not thinking about it. It's just feeling it. And you kind of want to stay there. As soon as you go to the edit, which you've got to be careful with software because it tries to pull you into being an editor very quickly. So if you're writing in a DAW, you've got to be very aware of not being drawn into being the editor, because if you get drawn into being the editor, and even labeling the tracks is being drawn into being like, it's a different mindset, and that mindset will essentially make you quite critical of things. And if you're critical of things, you'll shut down ideas, and you don't want to shut down ideas because we're at the beginning point of making a track. So we have this guitar, and as I said earlier, we kind of lay it out so it goes on forever. So it's like an infinite track, and there's no structure to it. It's just, let's get all the melodies out, let's just sing over it, let's have fun. And as you can see here, we've kind of done that a little bit. We've kind of sung over. There's a lot of different random ideas. Melodies that never made the song. And then at that point you're kind of going, well, straight away you kind of go, and that's the thing, you have to identify. And it is normally the first idea, and if you can see here, like this goes on for a long time, and there's some other ideas here, some other ideas here, some later ideas here. It's about taking that first idea, so you kind of, you go, well, there we go, is that the verse? I think it is. And then at that point you start going, well, let's start arranging this. So Tom is there, Tom's writing the lyrics for it, we've got the melody, we're like, and at this point, I think the energy in the room is very much like, let's get it done, let's get it done. Let's really kind of make sure we don't sit on it for too long, because I feel like songs and creativity are like cement, you've only got a certain amount of time before your attention is going to be drawn into something else. You might have to go and pick your kids up, you might have to go, watch a TV program, meet your mum, and so you kind of really only got an hour and a half. I kind of see it as 90 minutes. And the best songs in the world, I think, can be created in 10 to 20 to 30 minutes, as long as you don't get in the way of it. So at that point, we're like, hey T, can you just quick get some lyrics done? At the same time, I'm working on this, trying to arrange it, and Lydia's thinking of some melodies, and we're kind of all just trying to keep that energy there. We don't want to leave the song. We don't want to be like, okay, we've got it. We've got some idea of a verse. If it's not fully formed, it's like the cement will set, and when the cement sets, when you come back to that the next day, you've lost what mindset you were in the day before, or the feeling that you were in the day before. So you come back and you start knocking on the concrete and you're like, I don't know how to change it. I'm not in that space anymore. So the quicker you can do things, it's more beneficial. I think, anyone who's made music has probably had one of those tracks that they've been working on for 6 months. In some way, you have to let go of those ones. You should be looking for the tracks that are 30 minutes or an hour long. Obviously, there is a process of editing where you'll do all the mixing and make it sound a little bit nicer.